Welcome to Massive Beers. My name is Matt. We do the beer stuff here. A little nasally, so I'm going down very white level with my voice, but I can smell things, so I assure you we're okay. Wallenpaupack Brewing Company. Per request, somebody wanted me to review some Wallenpaupack Haze, more specifically their Lake Haze Rewind. Oddly enough, it was hard to find. Usually I can find Wallenpaupack stuff pretty easily, but I was like, I went to a couple places and see it, but then this one place I was like, they'll probably have it, and they did. So what do we have here? It's Wallenpaupack Brewing Company, Lake Haze Rewind, Hazy Double IPA. This is their number 11 Night Cruise. It was canned about 2 weeks before Xmas. We are the 1st of February, so a month and a half. What do we have in the back here? Hazy Double IPA, double dry hopped with Citra and Mosaic, 8% alcohol by volume, 55 IBUs. What else do we have? Be Kind Rewind on the back. And it's weird because they have some VHS tape stuff here. Hop World Christmas Vacation Robo Hop. Not a big fan of it. I appreciate what they're trying to do here, just not a big fan of Wallenpaupack's art design. And some old Nest cartridges with hot puns on them also. So let's see where this sucker lands. I have a couple of people actually reach out every now and then and request, like, hey man, can you cover some stuff? And this be one of them. When I can oblige, I do. So label wise, it's Imperial wise, okay. I mean, that does look quite dark, to be perfectly honest. I mean, if you're talking the double IPA, New England style hazy, you want it to come off quite a bit lighter than that. That comes off very much, maybe not oxidized, because it could just be they're using straight for malts here instead of going straight sugars, or at least bulk sugars, but it has a bit darkness, a bit more orange to it than you'd want for a New England style hazy. Nice fluffy creamy head on it, pinky finger, fluffy creaminess. I mean, it looks the part of a hazy, albeit a bit darker than what you probably want. Let's see if we get a nose. Citrus, a bit of green, nothing huge here. It's not like a 2x4 to the face of hops. It's not like throwing all this kind of craziness at me. It's just kind of giving me just a bit of citrus, something you'd want a little bit more from at 8%. Let's put it full disclosure. So I said I have a little bit of like nasally thing. I can smell it's like up here. It's not really affecting me as far as the way my smell goes. People will be like, maybe he's just not smelling correctly. Well, about an hour and a half ago, I actually did my first review. I'm doing 3 reviews tonight. It was a 4% hazy that knocked my gobs off aromatically, so pretty sure I can smell. So yeah, it has this nice citrus to it, nothing too crazy. A little bit of spiciness, a little bit of pithiness to it. That could be a combination of, it's not a super impactful hazy, but at the same time it could also be its oxidation is kind of tempering a bit of those aromatics. But it doesn't smell bad, doesn't smell negative, no off flavor as far as oxidative goes, no like wet cardboardy mustiness or anything like that. This comes off as a neutral citrus with a soft, subtle precursor of sweetness. Done and done. So let's just dive in. Cheers. Yeah, I mean, I really do think there is a bit of oxidation going on here that's helping to temper a bit of flavor that could have been there previously. It's still leaning heavily into orange. We're going a little bit more kind of saccharine sweety on the orange, like a marmalade-y. Not saccharine sweet, I shouldn't say a candy sweet. Like orange marmalade on it, as opposed to like a confectionery or even like a fresh squeezed kind of orange juice. Bit of bittering here, something that's a little bit tannic, a little bit tea-like. Again, that kind of gives me the vibe that we're dealing with, a little bit of oxidation going on here. For those that don't play or keep score at home, oxidation can do a lot of different things to beers. New school hazies, typically what they usually do is drop down mouthfeel. Mouthfeel's nice here. It's not going to be confused with ultra turbid, but mouthfeel's not negative here. There's still citrus involved, but there feels like a bit of tannic tea like hops here. That tends to come through when you have a bit more oxidation in a hazy IPA, just because it tempers a bit more of those fruit flavors, let those flavors kind of jump up and come through. I would actually say mouthfeel here is quite nice. It's got a nice kind of fluffy, creamy mouthfeel. Stop short of being satiny, but it's nice. Sweetness level is on point, 8%, not super hyper over the top sweet, but appropriate for its ABV level. A little bit drying, like a little bit tannic. It really does come off to me at this point. If I'm going to equate it to something else, let's say, okay, push aside oxidation. What's it taste like to you? Almost like a rye IPA. That's the way it comes off. Because it comes off the spiciness that you're getting from the hops that all you would typically get from the rye. Not a negative beer by any stretch of imagination, but I think it just, it just has a little bit of negative oxygen going on for it. So it probably drank way different in its earlier days. I don't think a month and a half is all that long task for a beer that was almost certainly refrigerated the whole time. The place that gets it at pretty much, they don't mess around with their hazies at all. They're almost always in a cooler, and are not super far from Wallenpaupack, so I don't think it was handled illy. I think it's more probably just, maybe a canning practice, maybe a combination of brewing on top of canning practice, a little bit of negative oxygen and transfer helps this beer kind of creep towards something a little bit what it wasn't originally. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not a negative beer. It's tasty, it's fun, but you're talking about 8% hazy. You're talking about a beer that's calling out, a double dry hopped hazy with Citra and Mosaic. You write a hazy double IPA, Citra Mosaic, DDH. You're expecting something a little bit different than this, and that's where this one kind of jumps the shark a little bit, at least for me. So not a negative beer by any stretch, but if you put this up some of the better ones that I've had, it's just not, not the same kind of beer most people are looking for. Let's put it that way. So yeah, there you go. Review in the books. Hopefully you enjoyed. So let's cut to the chase. Mount Rushmore status. Is Mount Rushmore status one of the hazy IPAs that has? No. It's not a negative beer. I have a 4-pack. All 4 will be drank, unless I share some with some people. But it's not a negative beer by any stretch. It's just not up there for me. Value and availability. It was pricey too. $19 for a 4-pack. Off the shelf, and leave you with if you like what we like this beer. It's hard to say because I don't know if this is what it was a month ago. Again, I will still say this beer should be able to exist more than a month and a half and be fine. But if it was fresh, maybe it's a little bit different. But if you don't mind your beers having a little bit more spicy, malty profile, then you'll dig this. So there you go. A review in the books. Hopefully you enjoyed. Massive Beers, if you want to check me out through the social media stuff. Beer Messy, doing the podcast and stuff we've interviewed. Wallenpaupack back in the days. Yeah. Wallenpaupack Brewing. Have you had their beers? Have you? What's your favorite beer? Have you had this beer lately? Number 11, Lake Haze Rewind. Let me know your thoughts down below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed our video. Hopefully enjoying a little bit of hazy goodness right now. Hope to see you next time. Cheers, y'all.